Is my camera still there? Sometimes it goes away if I hit record.
Yeah, it's still there. I can see you. Don't you know that I can see you?
I can see you?
So, okay, do you want to start at 45 seconds? All right, getting in right before 10 o'clock.
Yep. And we're going to end at 11. All right.
All righty then.
Oh, it didn't start, but I'll match it up when I hit it and it just like didn't go.
So, mine started. We're live.
Can we both clap on or like click on 10, I guess. Ready? Okay. Thanks. Sweet. Hi, we're live.
Hi.
Hi. So, me and Ryan we were reflecting on the conversation that we had on Monday with Tim C, and so I think that we're just gonna kind of like jump into that.
You want to talk about the other stuff first?
Oh yeah, we could do that too. This is gonna be a short episode, by the way. It's like an hour. So
yeah, we don't really have any updates. We just chatted yesterday, so I did have a show this past weekend. I want to share that because that was great.
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
All right, so I did Madison Chautauqua in Madison, Indiana.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was... So it's about an hour and a half from Cincinnati. It's kind of like a small, cute town. It's like they got a lot of historic buildings, and like Rachel was really impressed with the quality of like their buildings being actually like restored instead of like brand new builds and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Good size, like small town. And the show was like right on the river, so it was great views, and it's a little windy, but nice show. I don't know how many vendors are, maybe like 250 vendors, something like that. But sold there for the first time. I sold $4,500 worth.
Get it.
It was good.
2 days.
2 days, yeah. Saturday, Sunday. Got there Friday. It was the first time I used my new vehicle as well.
Yeah,
that was nice. Filled it up. Had enough room I could like see out the back window.
Wow.
It was a little weird because I didn't know I was trying to like organize things so that if I had to like stop all of a sudden, I wouldn't get like shot glasses to the back of the head or something like that. So I did have to figure out organizing it in such a way.
It might behoove you to potentially put up some sort of like homemade guard right behind your front.
Yeah.
Like you right behind your seats, just to be careful, you know, because like
what would that be made out of, and what would secure it? It would just be a board that the weight would be displaced between both seats.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or just protect something from flying through the front windshield.
Like I've always seen like fences between, or maybe just figure out how to secure it down in the vehicle, you know, like
yeah. I mean, I was putting boxes like horizontally so that it didn't just line up with like in between the seats. And I'm not putting like a shot glass bin right there in the front so it would slide or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was good.
I bungee cord some stuff down, you know, in my car.
To like the straps in the floor or something, or like little...
Yeah, if you have straps on the floor, definitely.
I don't know if there are. There might be. I could probably loop it to the mounting of the seats or something.
Yeah, you'll find someplace. It'll be easy to find.
So that was good, and got everything in and out of there. It was nice being able to like throw stuff back in the vehicle after unloading and things. And yeah, I got to leave everything in the car, which is nice. I had the show this weekend, and I got to leave everything in there. I do have to figure out what to like replace and all that stuff. But yeah, bestseller soup bowls. I brought 18 of those, and I sold all 18.
Okay, and let's be clear. When you said soup bowls, I did not think they had a handle on them.
They have a fucking cereal bowl with a
handle on them. So they're like cappuccino cups almost. Like,
no, it's a regular size cereal bowl. It's a 1.5 pound cereal bowl with a handle.
I know. So anyway, it's a bowl with a handle. A bowl with a handle. I was like, how the fuck did you sell 18 soup bowls? But you actually sold 18 massive fucking mugs.
So what did you? Yeah. So what did you think the soup? Did you?
I thought it was just
You
a
just didn't
fucking
think it was
bowl.
handled. You thought it was like
Yeah.
a medium-sized bowl, like a smaller than a
Yeah.
cereal bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like a big bowl.
Yeah. So when you showed it to me with a handle, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Of
Yeah,
course
I
they
just
sold.
call them soup bowls because it's a handled cereal bowl.
Yeah.
So 18 of those. I realized I think my price is too low. It was $30. So I'm gonna
Needs to be
try it.
45.
Okay.
45.
Well, first I'm gonna try them at 35 at the next show.
38.
35, and
38.
we're gonna see how they sell it. $35.
38.
And then the hard part is I can't legitimize like taking a $26 bowl, putting a handle on it, and adding more than
How much
like
are your mugs?
34.
Are they smaller than the soup bowl mug?
Yes.
Duh. Then you just
I feel like it's
legitimized the
got to be
price.
relative to the cereal bowl because it's the exact same thing as the cereal bowl, but
No.
it's got a handle.
No. It's got a fucking handle. And it's
I know. I
round,
normally
like
add
wide
like
round.
$5 to $8 for a handle.
Yeah, no. Yeah, 38. Do it at 38. Everybody's yelling at you through the webs right now.
I just want to see how they sell it 35, and
Okay,
then
fine. Selling at 35.
it's already a strain for me to go to 35 from 30. I was gonna do 32, and you were like, 32 is nothing.
It
Gotta
is
go
nothing.
more. And then we talked to Tim yesterday, and he was like 45, and I'm like, no fucking way. And he was like 50. Now I'm like, can't live with myself. But a lot of people bought them as pairs, in pairs. So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. I already was making some new ones.
I did a show this weekend, and I have two things to say. One, I so I did a show at a beer festival. It was like a loggers fest, in preparation for Oktoberfest. And I'd never been to one of those. And if you want to have a great fucking afternoon and you just want to like take your pots along, you should definitely fucking go to a loggers fest. I got into the beer festival for free. They didn't charge me to be there, which I don't know if that was like a normal thing, but it was $0 to participate. And I got a bracelet that gave me all the beer I wanted.
Really?
And
Damn.
yes, yeah. And
So
it
it was
was
like a
a
ticketed thing where
blast.
you just get samples or something at the different tents.
Yeah, there's no tickets. They pay like $65 and you can get as much beer as you want.
Oh, so you
They
were
pay,
there as like an added feature with
right,
Potter.
like they paid a lot of money to get in. And then I was like next to a brewery who I'm definitely going to go visit. And
They're all
yeah,
local breweries.
yeah, they were all local.
Nice.
So, and I apparently this is like a normal thing. As somebody who doesn't like go to beer festivals,
hmm
I
I've
never
been to a
knew.
few.
They like pay them for 20 gallons of beer, and they like so the people buy the tickets, and then the company who puts on the beer festival pays them for 20 gallons of beer, each brewery, and then they bring them ice and stuff, and then like yeah, and when you sell out, you leave. and
Wow.
and like and they do little pours. It's not like big ones, but you get a cup and you can
Like
take
a
it around
five
to different
ounce or
people.
something like that. 6
Yeah, and
ounce.
like it's a regular size cup though. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. I didn't sell a ton of stuff because I was at a beer festival with wine glasses, but um I still made like $300 and I'm not upset.
hmm It
Like,
sounded like a fun time.
yeah, it was a great time. I was like, this is fantastic. Also, there was wiener dog races. Like, how fucking cute and adorable. Like, it was the least threatening
Were they
event.
wearing costumes?
A lot of them were. It was like the least threatening event I've ever been to.
Nice.
On top of that, though, like at a festival like that, the biggest concern for people, customers, is I don't want to carry this around because I'm gonna get shit faced.
Exactly. Just like a music
And
festival. Like
just
you
like a
just get
music
there.
festival. So my solution to that, and it has always been my solution, is I can hold this for you if you just give me your name and your phone number. Um,
hmm
and almost everybody came back. One person did forget them, and I was way
You
too
almost
nice.
like have them pay to ship it or something.
I should have, but
Or they
I'm
come
just
pick it up.
if they were like right in Lawrence, I would have no problem been like, hey, here you go. Or I was hoping they could come pick it up at the farmer's market, but they're going to be out of town. So I'm just going to drive by their house and drop it off on their front porch tomorrow. Um, but not ideal situation, but this lady is really bad at communicating. So I want it out of my life. But
Do you have earrings too?
what?
Do you have earrings?
That I was selling
Hmm?
at the show? Yeah. And I sold like quite a bit.
Yeah, I would think the earrings would go easier because they could literally just put them on or put in their
Yeah, well,
purse or
and
whatever.
what was great is one lady bought a cup and she like went around and got all of her beers out of that cup. So that was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there was another guy that was a potter, and he had like legit like beer steins, and I think that was definitely his market. He must have done really well. So, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, it was fun. It like I would go again.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
There's many of those kind of events in Cincinnati. Like we have the Oktoberfest, obviously, the beer,
Yeah.
there's like a beer fest in the convention center, and then there's like
Yeah.
Taste of Cincinnati, which is all the
Yeah, they have like Taste of Indiana and stuff like that, and I'm like, wow, this is like a whole
it's
thing.
great.
And like everybody knows everybody. It's like a whole community. Now, I
Hmm.
don't think that I would go to multiple events because the same people that go to all the events go to all the other events, you know? It'd be like a
Right.
farmer's market for drunk people. But like it was fun
Yeah.
to do like once.
Was it 1 day or 2 days?
Just one day, one afternoon.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
What was it? Were there entertainment or something? Or just
Lots of music. I think they had some beer chugging competition at the end. The wiener dogs were mostly the entertainment.
yeah.
But yeah.
Nice. That sounds good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
probably better than being at another one and you're literally sitting there while people just walk by without, and you got a bunch of free booze, which is
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. So that was nice. And I mean, like, I didn't get drunk or anything, but the guy next to me did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We did want to mention a couple things. So we have a couple events coming up. One, Pot Swap's coming up.
Yep.
Sign up October 16th. I think this might be out after that, but if it's still open, get in there now. October 16th, 12 p.m. Eastern. We're getting 1,000 people in there. And if you got in, congrats. If you did not, come back and see us Pot Swap 2023 and get busy making stuff.
Yeah.
And then we've got Becca and I will be presenting at ClayCon West 2023. That's in January 13th through 15th in St. George, Utah. We've been going there. Is this our third year there? Fourth year?
Mm-hmm.
Third year? I think it's third year. And we've presented at the last two. You presented 2 years ago. I presented not 2 years
It
ago, 3 years ago.
will be our third year because COVID happened in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started going 2019 or 2020 technically. I think it was January 2020
2020.
when you started your presenting about wheel throwing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be there for the third time. Should be good. We'll have a discussion about selling at art shows.
Yeah. And it won't be the same as last year. Like, we try to keep it different every year. So we're not
And if you
boring.
want to listen back to the discussion from last year, we have an episode about it.
Yeah.
That's actually like from our actual presentation. It's just the audio version of it. So you should check that out. I'm trying to pull up what so that is. But anyways, we'll be there presenting. There's a lot of good presenters. Who are the other presenters that are there?
Diana Adams. That's
Delvin
it.
Good.
That's all I know.
Delvin Good and Carol Long are the like main stage presenters, which are the longer term. They're doing like start to finish work, and they'll talk about their process and answer questions and whatnot throughout. And then the smaller presentations are like they're all at about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
thing, hour and a half. And we're presenting on Friday, so make sure you get there Friday.
Yeah, and if you are the type of person that doesn't like NCECA because there's so many people, this is the type of event you want to go to. There's like 200 people tops. It's very open, spread out, like very family type vibe situation going on. Not threatening at all.
Yeah, it's pretty chill. You're not going to be overwhelmed with just like overstimulate with people.
Yeah, it's not overstimulating at all. It's really great. Joe and his wife Emily are just like the sweetest hosts.
Mm-hmm.
So,
if you want to hear back from 2022, that's episode 131. We're live at Claycon
Did you
West.
say it was in Ogden, Utah? It's not in Ogden, Utah. Did you say it was in
St. George,
Utah?
Yeah, St. George, Utah, which is beautiful in January. It's nice and sunny. You get
And you guys
right there
went
by
to
Zion.
Yeah, you went to Zion last year.
Yeah. So we usually make it a long weekend, and the good thing about it is it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it's not like, or maybe it's, hold on, let me confirm that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's over the weekends, and it's not taken out of your work day if you have a full-time job and whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good event, and we'll have some pots for sale. Other people will have pots for sale that are presenting, and we like to chat with people and answer questions live and have kind of a live podcast, basically.
Yeah.
And anything else? Did you hear Autumn?
That was like a very sassy meow.
Meow. Anything else about Claycon West?
I don't think so.
Okay. I think early registration might have already ended. It's at the end of September is when it is, unless they extended it for some reason. So if you're hearing this and registration's still open for early bird, get on it. And let's see. The last thing is, I was listening to one of the episodes with Maker's Playbook, Rebecca and Ben Carter from Tales of the Red Clay Rambler. They kind of like co-interviewed each other on the different podcasts. And then they mentioned that that Ben is host of the Brickyard Network, which hosts a number of different podcasts like Clay and Color and For Flux's Sake and a number of other ones that he's kind of like in charge of. And they're doing a room at NCECA in Cincinnati in 2023. Obviously, we will be at NCECA, and they're going to allow us to do like I was like, hey, looking forward to what y'all do. And he's like, do y'all want to do a live podcast at NCECA? We're figuring out rooms and all that stuff and guests. So I think we have the option to like pick a guest and chat with them. And he's going to record it since he's got all the techie stuff, and it's going to be a room specific for that. And then there'll be like live audience that can watch and ask questions and stuff like that. So we'll get more details about that, but look forward to that info as we get closer.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully I'm there. Yeah. I'm not going unless Link pays for my ticket. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'll probably, if I have to pay for my ticket, I'll probably just volunteer, because I think you can volunteer like
you can volunteer. I think it's 8 hours or 12 hours or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds great to me.
Yeah. Honestly, these days the networking is better for me, like education wise, in the demo room or like the vendor hall than doing all the presentations and stuff like that are more, I feel like, academia related, education related, because they tend to be more like artsy in my opinion than because I care more about like business stuff than art stuff. So but yeah, we'll see. It's in Cincinnati, which is where I live basically. We're in the Cincinnati shirt today.
Yeah, so Becca gets a free hotel room. Yeah.
At Casa de Durbin.
Yeah. I feel so bad because all my friends are like, "Oh, you're going down to NSYNC," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm staying at Ryan's house," and they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, in my brain, my Colorado Midwest, actual Midwest brain, I'm like, "Oh, I should invite them," and I'm like, "No, Becca, don't."
Invite who?
Like just the people who are like, "Oh, you could stay at Ryan's house," but they can't. They cannot stay at Ryan's house. Not everybody can stay at Ryan's house.
Yeah, I think
So
we can host a very specific number of people, which might be like 3 or something. Like,
yeah.
but
So,
yeah, we'll see.
but and also for everybody who's wondering, I haven't said this a lot lately. Colorado is the real Midwest, and Indiana is Mideast.
Mideast.
Okay, continue.
Because somehow Ohio is Midwest. Like, the fuck?
The fuck? Like, hello.
All right. I think that was all on my list of announcements, I guess.
Sweet. I have a mini announcement that can segue into our conversation about we're kind of like we kind of want to unpack the talk that we had with Tim C because it was a lot. And obviously we differ a lot from the way that he sells, but that doesn't mean that we weren't like impacted a lot by what he talked about. A lot of the times we have guests that we're friends with and sell just like us and blah, blah, blah. And he's just a total flip from what we do. And so it's always good to have somebody like that on. But I've decided that by the end of the year, I'm going to have 80-20 jewelry pottery.
80% jewelry, 20%
20%
pottery. After the end of the year?
Well, getting to the end of the year, my goal is to have 80-20. Whenever that happens, it's fine.
What are you doing right now? Well, are you talking income or are you talking quantity?
Making. Right now, and how my booth is set up and stuff.
Okay.
Right now it's definitely like pottery focused, and I want it to be more jewelry focused. So,
yeah, I mean, I would suppose jewelry is more lucrative price-wise if you can sell
yeah, for sure. And you know what's crazy? Like I was talking to Deanna today and I was like, for some reason to me, like having a $40 pair of earrings is absolutely acceptable. I've bought a $120 pair of earrings. Like it's absolutely acceptable to me. And for some reason, a fucking cup, it's like $15 is like, whoa. And I don't know why that mental block is there. Maybe it's because I've just been doing pottery for so long.
I wonder if it's because you wear the earrings out and about. I feel like you retain value. You get more value out of it the more you wear it.
Yeah.
And you get compliments, and the compliments add up to the value of what you get out of it, right?
Yeah, and also it's like and it's like my collection of earrings is vast.
And some people just get tired of things. Like,
yeah.
I feel like I would not get rid of old pottery that I've been using, but I mean sometimes I do because I get more that I use more, but I'm not gonna like throw a piece of pottery away. But jewelry, do you feel like it's easier for you to like get rid of, or do you just keep all of it?
I just keep all of it, but what's great about it is that it's so small. So it's so like
right.
You can keep all of it. Like I can't keep any of the pots that I have as I go into a van, but I can keep all the jewelry.
But how often would you have occasions that you wear jewelry in the van life versus now?
I don't know. I don't see anybody now.
Do you generally wear jewelry on a daily basis?
I do if I leave. If I leave my house, I typically do. And to be fair, a lot of the jewelry I have is what I've made.
To be fair.
To be fair. To be fair. But yeah, so I'm considering like pricing and stuff, and I was yeah, and just kind of like doing that. But what really stuck with me, what Tim said that I was like, ugh, was when he was talking about like the lowest thing in your booth is the thing that the people that want to support you are going to buy. And
Yeah,
I
I
was
heard that
like,
too, and I was like,
God damn it.
man, I yeah. What's the lowest thing in your booth right now? Pinch
Um,
pot?
yeah, I think so. Pinch pot, $8 or 3 for 20. But technically the $15 one is because I don't know very many people that buy an $8 pinch pot. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
he was talking about the range of prices. So if you start the range at 8 and it goes up to fancy cup 125 maybe,
yeah.
that's the range, and people are going to be like, I want to be in the middle. So they get something that's $50 versus, or they get 2 cups for 50 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's definitely some mental psychology around that. He
Yeah.
also sparked me to want to look into some of that. I mean, he mentioned NLP, which was interesting.
Yeah.
I think it was neuro linguistic programming. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think so. That was cool.
Which is kind of like psychology focused, but also like talking to people in a way that is kind of like helps you with sales, but also is a little can be used for nefarious purposes with like manipulation and stuff. But
Yeah, it can be kind of sleazy, but there's a fine line. That's
yeah,
what he said.
but yeah, I think just there's definitely things to be learned that are not just like reading a sales book, but it's learning about human psychology, and
Yeah.
um, it's interesting. And I would say there's some pricing things in there that like my brain might be like, I want to spend this much money, but I didn't never thought of it like this is the range of prices.
Right.
I want to get something in the middle because that's what
Yeah.
I'm looking for versus I just
Yeah.
wouldn't see. I just assumed that people had this price point in their mind, and if nothing on the table matched that price point of 25, $30, then they're not going to get anything because it's just not in their price
Right.
range. But
But I also think that it's fair to I mean, I think it's really important to talk about the fact that he also said, like while he was talking about pricing, he also referred to a morality concept within that pricing. So like, he's not throwing out like he's not putting out pinch pots that he makes in 10 seconds and dips and like here you go, it doesn't trim. He's like spending time on the pieces that he sells for $50.
it's very
Like
evident,
it's very evident that it is worth the $50 that
or it's
he's.
wood fired where
Yeah.
you're not
So
getting
like
that without a long process.
so I think that that's very important to like talk about because like I think that potentially our pieces are priced correctly, but the difference is maybe we should be cutting out those smaller pieces, like
Completely and elevating our
yeah,
selection of
and elevating
inventory.
our selection. Yeah. Or yeah, cuz like I was talking to Deanna today and kind of like talking about that, and if you don't know, Deanna's my friend who sells jewelry and we met.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so she.
what's Deanna's account? I feel like you've mentioned her before.
Oh yeah, you should definitely go follow her because she's trying to sell more online. It's Glazed Confused Creations um on Instagram, and she sells the most amazing mid-century modern like clay jewelry. Anyway, so we were talking about it and uh like fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're talking about
Ooh.
the range of pieces and cutting out lower
Oh
priced.
yeah. Like she sold small jewelry like plates almost like jewelry organizing plates for like
Hmm.
$40 and I was like, I don't think I could quantify selling a pinch pot for $40 because that is absolutely not what it is worth. like it's not worth $40 and it never will be because it's just not, you know. But if I like painted on it and like did some fun things to it, then I could potentially sell it for $40 because
Yeah.
then I've put in the work to make it that price.
And
Like,
it's not priced, she's not pricing it that way as a deterrent so that it's like
no,
I want fewer people to buy it. I
no,
want lower supply, higher demand, or there's not many people that need it, and I have a low supply, so it's like
Yeah.
I just want a few people to buy it so I don't have to make 4 times as many and sell them at a quarter of the price.
Right. Yeah, it's not because everybody was buying them. It's just that like because she was selling jewelry for $40 and she was like, well, I can't have something less than my jewelry because then people are gonna buy that
And
and not the
jewelry is the
jewelry.
the main thing, right?
Yeah. And so I was thinking about it and I was like, oh shit. Like if I'm gonna start selling jewelry and like high end jewelry, like not high end, but like medium end jewelry, then I need to make sure that what's in my booth is medium to high end pottery. So I'm gonna start doing more fancy cups, more mini fancy cups, maybe some small fancy bowls, and like just leave it at that, and see kind of how that rolls around. Because the shitty cups were supposed to be a side gig, and then it turned into a full-time thing.
Yeah.
And here I am. So I'm doubling the prices of the shitty cups. They're now $30.
Okay. I saw you asking about the price that you thought
Yeah.
people thought it was worth, I guess, is kind of the way you worded it, or
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna make them $30. And I'm not gonna call them shitty pots.
what are you calling them?
Wine cups.
I thought you were calling them something.
Oh, yeah. Maddie was like, you should call them 1 minute pots, and I was like, yeah, that's good. But also, I
Just
think I'm
minute. I thought it was just minute cups
minute
or something.
pots. Yeah, minute pots, and I was like, that's good too. But also, like at a show, if somebody's like, "What's that?" Oh, it's a wine glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. I was just pulling up my Square sales while you were
Oh,
talking.
side note, did you see that Square is gonna do tap to pay now?
I just saw that. I just opened the app and I was like, what the fuck is this? So
It
you
If
don't
you
need a
haven't signed up for Square,
contactless.
sign up now, and you have like a nice phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Ask for my referral or something and we can
Oh yeah. Whatever. Anyway, okay. How does it
just
work?
sign
Do
up.
we know?
Tap to pay?
Yeah. Like
I
I.
mean, I assume it's just like tapping onto the Apple Pay, like the little contactless payment.
Yeah, but I think it was like, did it add to the wallet? Like, where do I find it?
I don't know. Mine didn't set up correctly when I just tapped it. So I'm going to have to look at it later, but um anyways, I was looking at my Square sales and just seeing what I would miss out on if I were to like cut out spoon rest completely.
Okay, by the way, you just literally type it in and then you say tap to pay on iPhone and it like pops up.
Uh, and it goes into your Square account?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure that wasn't you trying to pay something?
No, I just I just typed in $85 on the Square
Oh,
to
okay.
charge. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, continue.
So I was looking at, okay, what if I were to cut out spoon rest, planters, air plant, and then like shot glass.
Hmm.
Like spoon rest is my highest grossing item for the year.
Okay.
$4,300.
Shit.
My
I know.
second closest is mugs at $4,000.
Okay. What are your oil bottles at?
Oil bottles, $3,900. They're all very close. Top three: spoon rest, mug, oil bottle.
It's interesting, like, I don't know if you'd be willing to try this or not, but it would be interesting to see how much you would sell without spoon rest. Like,
Yeah, I think I would rather go no shot glasses
oh, for sure. I would
than no
also for
spoon
sure.
rests.
Yeah. The spoon rests are nice. I like the
I
spoon
want.
rests.
I think it would be a nice challenge, a nice test to remove shot glasses and maybe price spoon rests at 18 or
20.
maybe
Just do it
20
at 20. Yeah.
and just seeing what happens. But the spoon rests at 4,300, 200, almost 300 spoon rests.
Yeah, that's insane.
So I mean, how much time is that? Each spoon rest is probably 30
Mm,
seconds to throw, 300.
yeah.
That
Probably a
adds up.
minute before glazing.
Yeah. And then mug wise, I almost sold the same amount of mugs, but that's 130 mugs.
Mm-hmm. And that's what he was saying. It's like, do you want to work harder for the money that you're making, you know? And I mean, we always go back and forth on this quantity versus quality, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's always a thing.
But we could also equally, like, you're deciding to up your simple cups.
Yeah.
Like, I could do the same with spoon rests. I'm trying to comfortably increase it so that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work a little bit less, but like maybe I just need to make like an uncomfortable jump and just see what happens. That like,
why not?
They're to a standard that they're so nice that people are gonna buy them whether they're 20 or 15.
Okay, but here's the difference. There's a little bit of a difference between my jump and your jump. My jump is because I sell my pots for a lot fucking less than everybody else.
Uh-huh. You don't think people sell spoon rests for $20 versus 15?
Oh, I thought you were going to go to $30 for a spoon rest.
No, I was going to go from 15 to 20.
I think 20 is great.
Yeah.
Should I sell my spoon rest for $20 too?
15 to 18, I would go 15 to 20 just to see what happens.
I'm going to sell my spoon rest for $20 too. This is fun. We should do this more. So I'm going to sell my spoon rest for $20 as well. I
might not do it like super quickly because I actually have those signs that are made that are like fancy.
Yeah.
But maybe I can get some for the holidays.
Well, if you want, I can add them. I'm getting more of my little earring holders printed by Justin. Rebecca has a Glowforge, and I can add in smaller little price signs if you want to send me the files.
I mean, I have a friend that's local that does it for me.
Oh, okay.
I could just contact her to make me a couple.
Yeah, but if you have a Glowforge near you, have your fucking price signs printed on them. I swear to God, people like those more than my pots.
Yeah, I mean, some people aren't even going to read them. People just don't read. But, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so, I knew that I didn't want to make my Glowforge printed price tags until because I knew my prices were going to go up after the farmer's market. I felt it was unfair to increase my prices so drastically during the farmer's market. So
I just think we internally feel like other people are looking at our prices so much that they're going to notice.
I don't know about you, but that's not internal for me. People fucking tell me that my prices are too high all the time. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But are they comparing from the last time they saw you? Like, if you raised your price $5 on something, are they going to remember it the next week that they see you?
I don't know, but like I've had multiple people at the farmer's market come up and be like, $15 for a cup? That's really expensive. And I'm like, you're fucking crazy. That's really
not your
cheap.
Market.
Like,
that's not the person you're trying to get, though.
Yeah,
that's what we're actively saying. We want to raise them so that we're attracting a certain person willing to spend it, and there are people that are willing to spend it if it matches what they're looking for.
And it just like, I mean, I'm not gonna be planning on selling like super expensive stuff at the farmer's market. I want to go back to the farmer's market probably with just jewelry though next year, but yes. Anyway, like going to a nicer show and like having nicer stuff and selling nicer things and or even like my stuff is nice just as it is, so is yours. We got that going for us.
Yeah.
We have good craft.
Yes. We cut corners on some things, but I feel like we refine them enough to where it's not passed over. Like not trimming an inner foot, but it's like we still treat the bottom appropriately.
Yeah.
So it's still smooth and all that stuff.
For sure.
But also that makes the price more affordable.
Do you know what you could do with your coasters too? Like selling them at $20. I was thinking about this is just like adding in a couple cork stickers for the bottoms.
To every single one?
I used to just hand them the stickers, like a set of 4. Like I had a strip and I used to cut them into sets of 4 and then just give them to them when I sell the piece so that it doesn't.
Would you ask them or just always give it to them?
Just always give it to them. Here's some cork for the bottom. That way it says level. and it like if it didn't.
I would do
And
3 because 3's
well,
just
yes, you do 3, but you give them 4 because that's a lot easier to cut.
oh. Okay. Then you don't have to have the conversation of
Yeah.
why'd you give me 3 or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So I used to do that with sponge holders, and they went over quite well. People were very happy about it.
Nice. Okay, I didn't think about that. There are some people that have mentioned, like a couple people at my last show just mentioned about the cork, and I was like, yeah, like I've got on these yarn bowls, they got the cork on the bottom, like just a little
Yeah,
sticky.
you can get those like 1/4 inch or half-inch cork circles on a roll.
Yeah, mine are 1/2 inch
Yeah.
on a big roll.
Yeah. They're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too for the spoon rest.
Yeah, and also I think some pieces can be like not a distraction, but it could clog up the view of your booth that
Oh
if people are
yeah.
looking at the small things, then they're taking eyes away from people that are might be more likely to buy something bigger
Yeah.
or more pricey. That
Hmm.
like how long does it take for people to look for a shot glass that they like or a spoon rest that they like?
Yeah.
Like there's some people that have there was this one couple that came at the very beginning and they were getting mugs and they wanted to see every single small mug that I had and they were like looking for the it holds like 5 ounces, like the littlest amount.
Oh my God.
And it was the very beginning of the day. I've literally pulled out every single one and she's like, nope, they're not gonna like that. No, we can't do that one. And then they must have spent like 12 minutes there looking at 12 or 15 minutes there, like looking at these mugs. And it was
Did they buy anything or
they
did they
ended up
walk
buying two.
away?
They ended up buying 2
Okay.
mugs. But
That would not be
they were
worth it.
two $26 mugs.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't that much, but it was like, geez, very particular. But that's why I have
Very
the
particular.
very small mugs, and then I have the very big mugs. That people that tend to like the big mugs are very quick to be like, these are the 4 big mugs I got. Here's your choice, and they're like, I like that one. Go. All right.
Yeah. Small mug people, particular people.
Yeah. They were older folks too, so they were like, it can't be too heavy, and I don't drink. It's about half a cup of coffee, you know.
Yeah.
So they were very particular, but hey, that's probably the last mug they're gonna use for a long time,
Wow. Way to wish their death on them.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What else resonated with you? Anything else about pricing or at the? I feel like we talked a lot about show things as well.
Mm. Oh, I've always loved his story about the coins,
With B-backs.
the B-back coins. I've always loved that. And in the past, I've always been like, that is so much fucking work to make like coins.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like,
Um,
how like the bags and situations. I'm like, and just the amount of discussion you have to give somebody a coin. Like, it adds
right,
up.
right. And like, but I do feel like that's like the ticket to success for him, is like those extra little things that stand out, and like,
Yeah, and that's the
and
thing. Most people are gonna say, "Hey, that's way too much work. That's not worth it." But
exactly.
if you put in that work, it could be worth it. Like,
Yeah.
how many people would you need to come back for it to be worth it?
Yeah. So I'm planning on making coins and I mean he makes really elaborate coins. I'm going to make super simple ones that aren't glazed.
Yeah.
And just throw them in the rock tumbler and just like get them super smooth. Um
Are you gonna let
so
them keep it
yeah.
in the end? They're not
Yeah.
gonna give it back to you.
Oh yeah.
He
No,
said they give it back to him.
yeah, I'd probably like him to give them back.
But you can let them play with it. I mean, I feel like the tactileness and the
Yeah.
dots and things are gonna bring them back, and then they're gonna be like, "Do I have?" And then you can have that discussion of you can keep it, but you have to bring it back the next time you come see me.
Yeah.
But are you worried at all that you're not gonna have like a home base that people are gonna come back and see me? And when can they come back and see you? Like you don't even have business cards, so like
I have business cards now.
you do.
I
Okay.
found them.
Are they business cards though, or are they just like your business name on a
They're my
sticker?
business stickers. They have
Okay.
everything on them.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they have my website and my Instagram on them.
Okay, cool. All right.
So, and I swear to God, people like those more than my stuff. I hand them the business cards like, this is so cute. Because it's my fucking face. Yeah, bitch. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But also, like, I just think it's a fun thing, It's just fun,
Yeah.
to do
Or
that.
if you go to Ensika and you have a bunch of these little coins, and that's what you give, like,
Exactly.
you give people that instead of like trading pots or something. You give them a little coin.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
think that I'm for sure gonna do that and like do the dots on the back, for Ensika. And maybe I think I have like a small in stamp, like maybe the 5-line stamp that I can stamp in. And then, so that'll be lines on the one side and then dots on the back will be cool. Very
Oh,
simple.
wait, it's a stamp that literally has 5 lines on it?
Yeah, it was my like signature stamp with 5 lines.
Oh, okay. Like an underglaze stamp?
No.
3D stamp.
Yeah, 3D stamp. Like a rubber stamp. So, yeah. But yeah, I just really like that about him and like that idea. I've always liked that idea. Like I've heard him tell that story many times.
Yeah. I wonder
And
how many you'd have to make.
yeah.
At least you have the rock tumbler and things like,
Mhm.
and then you have a slab roller or a way to. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't have to use a slab roller. You could just throw out a slab and.
Oh, P.S. I'm putting this out there. If anybody's in the middle of the United States that wants a slab roller, I'm selling mine.
Which
So,
one?
my vertical
The
high
high
roller.
roller.
It is very nice.
I feel like there's probably not a lot of used ones out there, so.
Yeah, because people do not get rid of them, but I don't have the space now. Well, I mean, I'll have it for a while, but it's not as used as much as I'd hope it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
So,
great for somebody.
yeah, so contact me if you want a high roller.
Yeah.
It's on wheels. It's not the one that's mounted to the wall. So, anyway, continue.
Yeah. And I've talked a little bit about what I give out at shows. So he mentioned the list of shows coming up,
Yeah.
but the return that I get on the little slip that I give out that's a quarter of a page with the list of shows and the coupon at the bottom, I get almost zero return on the coupons at the bottom.
Oh, I expect nothing less. People at shows aren't online buyers.
No. You don't have to use it online. You could bring it to the next show that you see me at and use it as a
Oh,
coupon.
got it.
So I'm not saying people don't look at the list and see what other shows to come to, because I do have people that come back and see me, but
Yeah.
I don't know how much of it's wasted paper and how much of it is actually drawing people back. I feel like the coin idea to replace the coupon at the bottom
Mm-hmm.
would be a better use, because
Yeah.
I'm better at talking to people in person than getting them to buy something online, I guess.
What would you do for your amounts for the coin?
I like the $5 thing. He
$5?
he mentioned different prices depending on what they were looking at, and I would like to just standardize it, but maybe like a $3, $5. I mean, is the price point going to be the thing that brings them back, or is it going to be just the physical thing, no matter what the price is
That's
on
a
it?
good point. That's a good ask. I don't know.
I feel like if you just standardize it, I thought with yours with the dots, it'd be cool if you had different number of dots, and that would be the like percentage or something.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You did like 3 dots, it'd be like three
$3.
dollars off, or 5 dots, or you do different colors and like different color. I mean, I don't know if people are colorblind or whatnot, but like different colors would be different things, and you'd basically just have random ones in there, and you just grab one out,
Yeah.
and give it to them.
Yeah, like 3, 5, and 8 would be fun. 3, 5, 8, and 10 or something.
Yeah, be sweet. So I don't know if I'm gonna be making coins, but
Okay, here's my hold on. I I'm sitting I'm sitting on a stool right now and I have a pillow on it, but it's still very uncomfortable. I hate the seating situation in my house. Anyway, moving on.
What's your
I
situation going to be at in a van?
hopefully better because I'm gonna get a fucking stool that has a cushion on it. That's the right height. Um, so I do feel like, to me, as far as like uh, uh theology or whatever goes, um
Psychology?
psychology.
Theology is like religion.
That's right. Psychology. um
The other ology.
the other ology goes, I okay, it does not matter to me the price of the be back coin, if it's $2, $5, $10, because they would not buy it if you didn't give them the be back coin, you know.
They would not buy it.
Like if they were like, I'm gonna look around, the chances that they would come back is like 2 out of 10, right?
If you
Like
didn't give them the coin?
if you didn't give them the coin, the chances is that they'd come back 2 out of 10 times,
You
right?
think so?
Yes, I know
I think it
so.
depends on the show you're at.
Okay, that's true. But for me, in my experience, the chances is 2 out of 10. And but if I give them money off, I don't fucking care how much money it was because I wasn't going to sell that anyway.
Anyways, yeah.
So if I sell it for $20 instead of $30, I'm not going to give a shit. like
Yeah.
like
I think you're onto something there with the it's worth the money that you're going to give because it seems like you kind of appreciate that connection you made and that they're
right.
going to enjoy the
So I think that I'd
experience.
probably have mine be like $5 or $10, like a little bit more substantial of a cost. Or if I had really higher price items, maybe 15, you know? Like,
Would it depend on what they're looking at? And maybe that's you don't have a
yeah,
item low enough where $5 is going to make or break.
exactly. Like, I think that it depends on that. Like, and also I think that if you got something from a homemade person, that was like, this is $15 off, you're going to be like, great, then I can spend 15 more dollars. You
Hmm.
know, that's what I would think. Like my budget is $30. That means I can spend 45,
Like
you
buy
know?
something, get the second thing half off, basically, because
Basically, yeah, exactly. And I think that that is really a really good way to go, you know?
Do you think it's worth considering the some people are more strict about like never discount anything?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty non.
I
Well,
know you're loose on that, but
I mean, I used to be super strict on no discounts, but then when I actually started making money, I was fine. I still think that it's important to, like, when you're in the beginning stages of life, of business life, it's important not to discount because that can put you in a really bad habit um
yeah, you
later
want to be
on.
the chooser of the discount. You don't want to be
Yeah,
swayed into a discount. Like
exactly.
they're on the verge of paying, and then they're like, "Would you do 60 instead of 75?" Or
Right.
would you know?
Exactly. Like you just feel like a fucking bag of shit when somebody does that to you. And you agree.
Because you're
Um
like, "Oh, I wouldn't have the sale otherwise. Like I should be grateful."
yeah, I definitely think that, yeah, you should be choosing the discounts that you do. And that's not really a discount as much as a
I mean, it's a haggle from some people.
that's a haggle. No, I'm saying the coin's not as much as a discount, I feel like. It's a it's like a coupon. I
I
think
mean,
that
you could say that's the same thing, but
I don't think so because like a discount is like a discount is to everybody.
a discount's implied, and then
Yeah.
a coupon is on. Do you say coupon or coupon?
I say coupon, but
Coupon, yeah. Coupon. Yeah, it's something that they have to meet you in the middle a little bit.
right. So like, and a discount, like discount to me is, yeah, is like, hey, would you do 2 for 50 instead of 1 for 40? Like
Yeah,
and 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 a coupon is more of like, hey, I've chosen this to give to you and you can use it as you please on anything.
or you can keep it, and
Or
it's
you can
just a
keep it.
nice thing to have.
Yeah. Yeah. Also very out of left field, but I found some of my pieces on eBay today.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you find that? Somebody sent it to you?
No, I was Googling my name because I wanted to see what popped up. And also, I can't remember why. But then I was like scrolling down and there was like an old butter crock from like way, way, way back.
Mm-hmm.
And they were selling it for $24.50.
And it was under your name, Becca Otis, or was it under Five Lines Pottery?
It was under Five Lines Pottery. It was like Five Lines Pottery butter crock. Auburn,
Wow.
out of Auburn, Washington. Well, they were selling it out of Auburn, Washington, but
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We should wrap up because we have 6 minutes, but
Oh my gosh.
do you have any last words? I know it's a short episode today.
Damn it, Becca.
We're sticking to it. Also, my butt hurts, so I just want to
Well, that's your problem.
Well, I could get my other chair, but then we only have 5 minutes, so.
Now I feel rushed.
We don't have to. Okay, well, we can stay longer.
What about the
I'm
other
just gonna
selling
get
avenues?
my chair really. I'm just gonna get my chair really quick.
All right.
Okay.
Let Becca's relax a little bit. Back in the day when she was doing this chair in the office in Washington, and it would just roll away from her.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I used to have this chair in my other apartment, and like it was so tall that I couldn't get into it, and then it would like roll away from the table because
That's what I was just saying.
The floor wasn't level. Ugh, that was so bad.
Yeah. I was thinking about the other selling avenues, the online selling where it's just literally, you build that consistency of I'm going to have one sale. It's kind of like, I sort of relate that to Justin Rothshank does this April Fool's Day sale.
April Fool's sale.
Where everything is 50% off and he has it every single April Fool's Day. Like, how much business do you get from just having a consistent, instead of trying to ad hoc add restocks all the time?
Right.
And yeah, I don't know, the risk of the worry of like putting all the weight on one sale seems like a lot, but also you're probably way more efficient when you're building all the stock and then you're marketing it all, and it's literally one sale that you've got to like send an email out for, and
right.
But you're kind of like putting the teasers out throughout the whole year. I kind of liked that, but I think just it seems like he focuses specifically on the in-person shows and the online sale. Like there's not many consignment, there's no wholesale. I mean, he makes different work, so but how much, I wonder how much more, at least related to my stuff, like how much more I could have better results not trying to spread myself so thin with all the different selling avenues that I'm like gonna do all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
How did you have to cut out certain consignment and wholesale? You didn't really consign, but like wholesale agreements. Did you have conversations like that sometimes before you moved that you had to cut ties with?
A little bit. I mean, Jen, Urban Sprouts, she was one of my favoriteest wholesalers, and but we kept like a good like friend rapport afterwards,
Yeah. Did you have to give her like notice?
I gave her notice.
What
Couple
was the
months.
notice? Like 3 months?
Yeah. It was a while. Like I gave her a good notice.
And it was like, get your last orders in.
Yeah. It was
That's
like,
all I
hey,
can take.
I'm leaving. Like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, recently I found myself reaching out to 2 or 3 wholesalers and just saying, "Hey, it's getting closer to the holidays. Let me know if you need anything." And
Yeah.
a couple of them, I mean, I think that's just good business to reach out to people that have already bought from you, but I could have hurt my time in the studio a little bit by doing that.
Yeah.
Chasing money for 50% off when I could be spending that time making stuff, and I mean, otherwise I probably would have been reacting to them contacting me later, but
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. It's hard. I feel like I have good relationships with most of them that, you know, in some of those situations, I probably could be giving more than I'm receiving in those.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the arrangements that we have with the price cuts and stuff. I feel like that would have to be one of the things that gets cut out, you know?
Yeah. Well, once you like start selling, I'm surprised you're still doing wholesale stuff, because when you start selling as much as you do full price at shows, it's like, why would I sell for 50% off, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely certain wholesale items that I'm happier to wholesale.
Yeah.
Because they either don't sell as frequent, like cereal bowls. I get tired of looking at stacks of cereal bowls, especially if they don't really care which ones I send them.
Yeah.
And I can send them a stack of 4. And I don't. Those are the things that typically break to and from transit at shows, because the stacking them in each other. I don't know, but there's probably forms that I would like eliminate if I don't know. It's tough to be like, I want to eliminate that form completely.
Yeah.
But also it could just be like, hey, I only wholesale this, or I only make this thing for this one shop. Like I only make planters now for one shop, and that's it. And I basically haven't made planters. I haven't made small planters the whole in like a year, because I have so much bisque planters that I haven't touched. It's like, maybe I don't really need to make small planters anymore.
What if I called them thups?
Thups?
Thups.
Like thumb cups?
Yeah. Thups. Anyway,
like you
continue.
have to explain yourself.
I was listening. I was listening.
Thups.
I just thups. Thumb cups. Thups. Yeah.
I think there's definitely certain forms that people make that you're like, I feel like I should make that too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not that difficult, but
yeah,
people have success with it. I should make that, you know?
I find that, well, I don't know if this is with everybody. I would love to hear, if you're listening to this right now, I would love to hear, message me on my Instagram account. Do you have the same experience that I do if you have a thumb cup, like a thumb indent cup? Like, I swear to God, it is revolutionary for people. like they're like, wow, how did you ever think of this? This is so amazing. Oh my God, it just fits in your thumb so easily. Did you do this on purpose?
People love the oil bottles with the dents too.
Oh my God, it is insane. Like, I'm like,
it's just a fucking dent, bro.
Like, is it that revolutionary? Like,
I think just because it's not factory made, you're not gonna find a factory made dented
thumb
cup.
indent. Yeah, I guess so.
At least not that I know of.
And I'm like, I don't know if it's because my thumb indents are like pretty significant. Like, they're like,
it's like a horizontal ledge kind of.
Mine's a horizontal ledge because that's the way that I feel like your thumb fits the easiest in. Most people just have a little bump. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious, if you have a little bump and it's not a horizontal ledge, could you tell me that if you get like the same reaction as me?
How do they know what the Okay.
I just said the reaction. That was literally word for word what people say to me.
Oh my gosh.
It's quite possibly.
Oh my god, thumb indent.
I have this. I'm not just smelling my fingers. I have this like
diffuser
thing, and it smells really nice. And I put my hands on the reeds.
I never thought those reeds really did much.
I think they do.
Maybe it's just because you get familiar with it because you're around it that it just doesn't seem like it does much. But
I smell it.
Yeah.
But I have it here because I
The litter box.
I have a litter box was there, and I can't handle that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to make Lloyd go up on the roof of the van to use his litter box.
A roof?
Yeah. Yeah, like no. I'm gonna try and get him outside as much as possible.
Yeah.
I just can't do smells.
I'm sure he'll tell you about it.
Yeah. Smells are not a thing for me. Like obviously he's gonna have a litter box, but oof.
Yeah,
oof,
I can
oof,
see
oof.
that.
Do you want to hear my dream to cap out the day? To cap
Sure.
out this? Okay. This dream was wild. Okay. So last night I had a dream that first I was like, there was a lot of stuff that added up to this, but I was living in my van and there was like other people living in there with me, which was really weird. And then I parked outside of this like health facility, like a gym. And which is
Gym.
A gym.
Health
Which is
facility.
Funny. Health
Have you
facility.
gone to the health facility today?
I've gone to the health facility. And it was kind of like a low key gym or whatever, but they had Aletha's gonna hear this and she's like, you didn't say that part. And I share my dreams with her. So they had these like tracking devices where, you know, like the step trackers or whatever, but you like had to really sign into it and then it like attached to your arm in some way. And then they had a bike race and I had to participate in the bike race for some reason. And so like I start on this bike race. I don't know where I got the bike, but I start on this bike race and we're like going down and it was like in California somewhere, I think. And but as we've heard in the past, my dreams are not geographically correct. That's what I meant.
Geologically.
Not geologically correct either. So I'm like,
the ologies.
I don't know. Me and words. I've just never been good with with vocabulary. Anyway, so I'm like riding in my bike and my bike breaks in half. And so then I'm like riding then I'm like riding with the back and the front, like connecting the back and the front, and I'm like doing okay. And then I like get to like we like go ride through Disneyland for some reason, and then like there's like stops on the way, and then I stopped at this one stop and I was like, do you have any tape? He's like, yeah. And so I like taped my bike together.
Oh my god.
I like broke in half. Like I was riding like a unicycle, but like holding onto the back. And so like I taped it up together and like while I was taping it, I was like, why are there colors on people? And he's like, oh, that indicates what like where you are in the race, like if you're at the back or the front or whatever. And I was like, what's purple? Because that was my color. He's like, you're losing. And I was like in the back and I was like, well, what's black? And like black was like the winners, like the leaders. And so I was like, I'm gonna get black. And so I started like going really fast down and my bike is fixed. And I like got up to the very front and I was like in the top 3. And then I know.
Why do you need colors if you're just the people that you're near are in an similar?
Why does anything happen?
That doesn't make sense. Okay, go ahead. You're up in the top 3.
I was in like the top 3, and then we finally get to the halfway point of the race, and it was like a full-on food court, and like this was like a 50-mile race, might I add. Like this was a really long
broken bike
fucking race with a broken bike that I was like, I'm gonna have to take this back because I just bought it. And so we get to this food court and there was like full steaks that you could like cook and like full meals that you could cook and all these things. And I'm like looking at all this food and I was like, no, I want to be a winner. And so I like grabbed like a protein shake and like continued on my race. And then we looped around and we had to go back like the way we came. And when we were going back, there was obstacles. There was like obstacles that we had to get through in order to like continue on the race, and like they would be like, you'd pull up and the person next to you and be like, which one is taller? You can continue. The short person has to stay for 5 minutes. And and like I got through like the first two without having to like stay, and then the next one I had to stay, and then I like continued on. I don't think that I actually finished the race, but I was like in the front. I was like leading. Funny enough, I was also the same physique I am now, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And um so yeah, that was the race.
So
That
what were
was
the takeaways from that?
There are never any takeaways from my dreams.
No takeaways.
No, my takeaways are don't have depression.
Finish the race, Becca.
Finish the race. But yeah, it was pretty gnarly. Like there was a lot that led up to it, but yeah.
I feel like I had a dream the other day. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like I kind of like half woke up and then you like go back. You're like, okay, I got to go back into it so I can
Go
see what
back. Yeah,
happens.
yeah, for sure.
You
I
know, I
love
can't
going
leave
back
it
in.
hanging here. I gotta like
Yeah,
let it keep progressing because it was kind
absolutely.
of weird.
Yeah, I can't remember if I was like doing almost better when the bike was broken or worse. Um,
I mean, you got up to the top, so somehow.
yeah. Well, look, I was also going to show you today. I had to find a cup to put some of my hand building stuff because this is where I make all of my earrings. And I have a vintage.
Ooh, that's an RD Ceramics, baby.
That's a vintage RD Ceramics. I think that
Look at
this
that
might
foot.
actually. I think this might. I think that this might actually be our first trade.
Really? Oh, wow, that
Yeah.
foot is terrible, but
Yeah.
wow.
It's a rolled bottom, rolled rim, and then you bumped in the bottom.
Oh, I did.
It's got
The
this
handle's all right.
nice
Handle
little
could be a little
stamp.
bit.
You've always been a good handler. I like your handles.
Yeah, that's probably pretty balanced.
Yep. So that's my holder.
Nice.
Perfect. It's perfect.
That's great. Yeah. All right. Nice little recap today. I kind of like this little recap who we talked to kind of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking that it might be good to do that. Start doing that. If we have like a really long, in-depth discussion, because there's just a lot, especially like Tim talked a lot, which is what we want.
Right.
We don't want to necessarily interject our opinions as much because then he talks less.
Thing is, I feel like I talked a lot though.
You talked a fair amount. I feel like, but what I'm saying is that like we don't necessarily interject a ton of conversation of ours into the interview. So it's nice to have like a little recap.
I know I've gotten better about that. Like, listening back over time and like letting it breathe a little bit. I can also ask very pointed questions that don't have much open-endedness to them, but
also I think it's always funny when we have a guest that doesn't listen to the podcast and then you ask a question and they're like, what? Like,
what do you mean?
they're like, I don't know what you mean by that. And I'm like, oh, you don't listen to Ryan questions very often.
I also ask things where it's like, this is the way I think about it. Do you think that way?
You think
like, make me feel sane here. And they're like, I don't think, what? No, I'm not thinking of it that way.
Exactly. It's so funny. I think it's funny. I just like watching.
That's true. I did ask that yesterday when I was talking about like Instagram and seeing like around people, seeing other people succeed and like do better and progress, and if that makes any impact on whether you feel like that's part of the community that you appreciate is seeing them working their way up while you're working your way up. But yeah, just me. It's like, no, I don't think of it that much. I just do it.
I just do it. It's great. I love it. Okay, well, have a great week.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to Colorado on Friday. Don't forget. So
yes, I have it on my calendar.
I guess I'm going to be using earphones for when we do our podcast next week.
That's fine. Yeah, I
So.
can do the same. So they sound equal.
Yeah, I just have to find earphones. So, woo! Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Wee.